Hello, welcome to Ian HRP on YouTube and welcome to today's video where we're going to be talking about this, which is a mirror lens at 500mm. Welcome along to today's video then, and in today's video we'll be looking at should you buy a cheap 500mm mirror lens? No, is the quick answer. Thanks for watching, more videos coming up very soon. Bye for now. Actually, let's go into a little bit more detail of this lens, what it's like to use and what it's about. So I'll cross over to me earlier on today and we'll get on with the video. So welcome along to today's video then, when we will be looking at the Opteka 500mm mirror lens, which I'll be using on my Olympus camera. This has literally just arrived within the last couple of minutes. It is a T-mount lens. It is f8 and it's a mirror lens, which means you get a much greater focal distance and a much smaller compact design. These have been going around for ages. Different brands, Nikon, Sony, Tamron, Sigma, Samyang have all released mirror lenses of very similar optical performance. These aren't the sharpest lenses in the world. They're cheap. This was £80 on eBay, and for that you get the lens, you get a 2x converter, and they also included a T-mount for Canon, which is no good for me, but it doesn't matter because I brought a T-ring adapter for the Micro Four Thirds system on there as well. So what will this give me? So 500mm on a normal full frame camera will be 500mm. Add in that, you get 1000mm. On the Olympus system, because it's Micro Four Thirds, it's basically a 2x crop factor equivalent. Not the best way of describing it, but that's how most people do. So this is basically a 1000mm lens. Add in the 2x teleconverter, you get a 2000mm lens. I brought this mainly to shoot the moon. I'm not going to be using it to do wildlife photography, etc. on a day-to-day basis. This is basically going to be my moon lens, fingers crossed. It is a fully manual lens as well, but you get 2000mm coverage. I might try it with a 2x teleconverter, which would then put it up to a 4000mm. We may do that, we may not do that. So let's get to the unboxing itself. I'll look at the 2x teleconverter first. And it is basically quite cheap. It's a little dusty, needs clean. So it's basically a tube and it's got a single lens in there, which you can probably just see, which gives you your 2x teleconverter option. And then let's get to the main device itself. Alright, okay, what's this? I didn't realise this was in here. This is a filter. Okay, so we've got some different filters on there. I probably won't be using those. Nah. Put them to the side. Let's get to the main event itself. As I said, this was off eBay. It was £79 including delivery, which I thought was a very good price. When you compare 300mm is the biggest lens you can get for the Olympus system from Olympus themselves, and that lens is about £2,000 now. That's tiny. Look at that. That's probably about the same size as the 12-40 I've got on at the minute. So that's what a mirror lens looks like. It is basically a mirror lens. So rather than having loads of bits of glass all the way through, it uses mirrors to bounce the light around from the front to the rear element. And as you can see, it is a T-mount. Okay, that's got a filter in there. Okay, so it's got a tiny filter in here, KM500 skylight. Okay, so they may be worth investigating actually what they do. I didn't realise they came with it. So there is your mount, as I say, it is a T-mount, which is basically a screw mount, very similar to microscopes. And then the focus, it's quite a distance. What does it go from? 72 meters to infinity. So what's the closest focus distance on this? Does it show you on the box? Let's have a look. Focus distance, minimum focus distance 1.7 meters. So it's quite a large, it's quite a far away. But when you're photographing the moon, that doesn't really matter. But no, I actually quite like the feel of that. It's quite clean inside as well. Yeah. Okay, so that is it with the mount for the Micro Four Thirds. And then if you add on the 2x teleconverter to that, which I presume will go that way, and then add on that, you can tell you've got quite a long lens, so you're going to need a decent tripod in order to stop that from moving, because there is no tripod mount actually on the device itself. But that is a 1000mm lens. Add it onto the Olympus, that's 2000mm. Right, let's go and have a look and see what this is like when photographing the moon, which is what I brought it for. And you can guarantee, because I've brought this, we're going to have really cloudy days. So I'll be back once I've got some moon shots. As will become apparent throughout this video, the image quality is not brilliant on this lens, and also it is extremely difficult in order to get a good focus. I found it almost impossible, actually. This image of a car, this was about 20 meters away from where I was. This is taken at 500mm, so the native focal distance of the lens. We will now have a look. This is with the 2x teleconverter, the best focus I could get when on a tripod. As you can see, not brilliant. And then this was adding the 2x teleconverter for the Olympus system, and it is just fuzzy is about the best way to describe this. This could have been quite a nice shot if it was in focus. I tried so hard to be able to get this lens to focus properly. It just would not give me a decent focus. And this is the bokeh, the round circles. Yuck. Let's have a look at some images of the moon. It would not appear outside of clouds until about gone midnight. But as you can see, it is just a fuzzy blob. And again, I tried so hard to get this lens to focus properly. I'm not sure if it's the camera, the mount, or just the nature of the lens itself. And this is with the 2x teleconverter, no detail whatsoever. Really disappointing. Let's take a look at some video shot with the lens. It's probably about the sharpest I get. The camera wobble there is me just repositioning the camera and trying to get the focus. But as you can see, even in the video shot at 4K, you just could not get the resolution that you wanted to. Let's compare that to a couple of other lenses I was using to shoot the moon on that night. Some video now then. On the top left we have an old 400mm lens. The top right is the 40-150mm Pro lens with the 2x teleconverter, and then the bottom two are the Opteka lens. The bottom left is the 500mm and the bottom right is the 500mm with the 2x teleconverter. You can clearly see the difference between the quality and the focusing of this optic. So my final thoughts on this particular lens at this particular time. I'm really disappointed, really disappointed. I so wanted to like this lens and I so wanted it to work. I just cannot get it. The main purpose I brought this lens was to photograph the moon, and it was to get some extra focal length. I don't have the 300mm Pro lens, which goes with the Olympus cameras. They're really expensive, and I thought, do you know what? For £80, I'll give it a punt. It really didn't pay off. It is such a tricky lens to get the focus right. Literally, the width of a human hair can be focused or not focused. Perhaps it's my lack of photography skills with this lens, it probably is. But as you saw, pictures of the moon were just a fuzzy ball, and I spent a long time trying to get it to work, and it just didn't. The only thing I can think of that may be the reason why sorry, this didn't work. So this is a T2 to M43 mount converter, as you can see that there. My only thought is that perhaps that is the issue, because it really didn't focus very well down to a even something closer, not just the moon. It was really struggling to focus. So in the box, we'll try that again now I've sorted my light out. So in the box we had, or in the box came this, which is a T-mount adapter for the Canon. So this is for Canon AF, and it's a T-mount adapter, so the lens fits into there and then that fits on the Canon mount. This is the Micro Four Thirds version. Now I know it's to do with the distance of the sensor away from the camera, it's all of that sort of stuff. However, I am wondering if to get a Canon AF to Micro Four Thirds adapter and use this to see if that improves the focus. But again, I'm not sure if I really want to spend any more money on it. We shall see. We may well return to this, but at the moment, from my personal experience, I really can't recommend this particular type of lens. Yeah. Not really how I wanted to end this video, but there you go. Not everything you buy will work. So thank you for watching the video today. I hope you've enjoyed it and found it of interest. If you have, click on the like button, comment and subscribe as well, and get the notifications on and all of that. I'm trying to do lots of videos to come up soon. So until the next one, thank you for watching and bye for now. Boom.